think we do that every time. We go, and this is the Yarn Mews podcast. Yay!
It's because we're that sort of All right, we're here.
Yes, we are.
I'm Cecilia.
I'm Laura. And this is the Yarn Mews podcast.
It is.
I wasn't sure which one she was going to say.
I'm just going to say my name. That's all I'm ever going to do.
Okay.
Because too long. Too many words.
Yeah. Well, welcome back. It's been a while. We've been
ages.
gone. I was at Disney World last week.
You were.
And Cecilia was in Providence a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago, yep. For the Necronomicon, which was awesome.
So here we are back again.
Yeah.
And imagine this, neither of us have gotten the projects done that we started. We're still working on the same projects that we were working on 4 weeks ago.
And mine's really bad because it's just freaking garter stitch. That's all it is. It's so dull.
Well, in
I don't know if
mine...
people make nothing but garter stitch things. I would just not ever knit again.
And mine is this lovely, beautiful crocheted thing, which I can't, it's so pretty, isn't it? Oh my God.
It's so awesome.
I can't do it without concentrating. I have to be able to look at it. So, it wasn't really good on in the ride lines at Disney World.
No.
Unlike this, which was really good in the ride lines at Disney World.
That's so awesome.
This is my query self-striping sock yarn sock, the first one.
Tell them what color.
Oh, this is Diagon Alley, which is, if you don't know this, you've got to know it, right? Harry Potter, right?
Harry Potter, everybody.
No, I'm sorry, this isn't Diagon Alley. This is Deathly Hallows, also from Harry Potter. Diagon Alley is a different colorway, which I don't think we had in stock at the time. And I don't think we have this one in stock either, because every time I order Query Fibers self-striping sock yarn, it sells out.
Yes.
I think on Saturday we were down to...
That the purple's not...
Oh yeah, the purple is...
She's doing toes and heels.
Yeah, purple is Lorna's Laces Staccato Mini Skeins. Because I didn't want to mess up the sock, the stripes, so anyway.
Yeah.
But it was fun to work on. I do have a mistake because I dropped a stitch in the line.
Don't show people your
mistakes.
Come
on, because it's a good story. So I was working on it on ride lines, while we're standing and waiting, and I dropped a stitch, and it was really dark on one of the rides after a flight of passage. And when I picked it up, I didn't quite pick it up correctly. Can you see the little blip there? Yeah. But I put it at the back of the sock, so it doesn't matter. And by the way, that is called compulsive confessing.
When people make mistakes, just ignore them. That's what I do.
But anyway, I think we were, on Saturday we were down to 2 skeins, and I'm looking now and we have none.
No.
None left,
Fast.
but we have it on order, so, but maybe not that colorway.
Yeah.
Probably not that colorway, because when I ordered it, we had that colorway in stock. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes it's nice to get different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll do my whole Disney thing first, and then Cecilia can tell us about Providence. But I went with my then 21-year-old son. He turned 22 on the day we left. And of course, we go to breakfast before we go to the airport, and halfway through breakfast I go, "Oh my God, it's your birthday. Happy birthday." Worst mom ever.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You're a bad mom.
But we had a lot of fun. We did a 5-hour behind-the-scenes tour, which was really long, but fun and interesting. And we got to skip the lines on a couple of rides. Not rides that we would probably have done on our own, because we like the fast, scary rides. But we did Jungle Cruise, and got a whole background on that. And I'm trying to think of anything I can possibly tell you, but
Jungle Cruise is different from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that I did Jungle Cruise once.
You would probably remember it. It's
Yeah.
like you're going through a jungle with all the animals,
Oh,
and
no.
yeah.
No, it was definitely the pirate.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
And we got to go, there was a whole bunch on the Haunted Mansion, and we got to go on that ride, skipping the lines. But got to see at least one hidden Mickey. I don't know if you guys know about hidden Mickeys, but they're hidden throughout the parks. But when the rides are done, whoever designed the ride gets to place a hidden Mickey somewhere in the ride. So like, and I'll tell you this one because this is, pretty easy to see. On the Jungle Cruise, when you first get on the boats and they're leaving the little dock, if you look to, so the dock is on the right-hand side of the boat as it's leaving. If you look to the left, there's another wooden pier kind of thing. And at the end are some nautical ropes that are shaped like Mickey. Yeah. So in Haunted Mansion, she said, well, I didn't tell you about the hidden Mickey before we went because sometimes it's not there because when, and there may be more than one in there, but you might read in a book that there's a hidden Mickey of one of the place settings in the dining scene. There are plates that are set up like a big plate and then two small plates, for a hidden Mickey. Yeah. But the engineers always, whenever they see that, they take it apart. But when the people that work on the ride go, if they see that they're taking it apart, they put it back together again. So depending on who was in that room last, there may be a hidden Mickey or there may not. And then of course she goes, and there was today. And we're like, well, you could have told us ahead of time so we could have seen that.
Yeah.
But, well.
But now you know to look for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
But we had a great time, even if it was 95, 96, 92 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we...
And humid?
The humidity wasn't terrible until the last day, even though it was 92, felt hotter than the other days because it was so humid. But we walked between 20 and 23,000 steps a day. It was crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
And Small World thing, not the Small World ride, but I was on the monorail going back to the room by myself because I wasn't feeling great one day, and so I went back to rest, and Kit stayed to do some rides, and I'm on the monorail, and somebody else gets on, and very gregarious older gentleman, and he said something about Minnesota. I said, oh, I'm from Minnesota. And he said, oh, where from? And I said, White Bear Lake here. And he said, I lived in White Bear Lake 27 years, and I live in Centerville now, which is like 10 minutes up the road. Like, yeah, that's weird.
It is weird.
That you would run into somebody. Yeah. And I didn't even have my Minnesota knit t-shirt on that day. Yeah. So it wasn't like, it was that kind of thing. So.
Did she tell you she ran into one of our customers in Central Park, which is in New York?
Yes, another bizarre.
It's like, wow, of all the places.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, I guess I'm done with Disney. I will say I did not get any, I meant to, I posted a picture of me knitting on the bus on Instagram and Facebook, and I meant to post a picture of me in my Minnesota knit t-shirt. I had Kit take a picture, but I didn't think it was great. Maybe I'll throw it up on here. So I didn't post it, but.
Did you not tell Kit how you're supposed to take pictures? Laura's forever telling herself, that picture's not quite right. If you try like this,
I'm sorry, I'm particular, I guess.
She is.
Yeah.
She's very particular. But I'm sure it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
So.
Although I will say I did, when he took a picture of me knitting on the bus, I did hand the camera back to him and say, okay, take one without my legs in this. I just need to see my hands and my face, and then somebody last week said, wow, you look pretty grumpy. Yeah, okay, I wasn't smiling.
You did look kind of grumpy.
I did.
Probably
because I was hot.
Your legs.
No, it would have been better if I had been looking up and smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. I once listened to a whole podcast on the history of the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
It is.
So I think that'd be great. So, well, I went to Providence and
Providence,
Rhode Island. I'd never been to Rhode Island, and apparently vegetables are not a thing they do. You couldn't just like get a side of green beans or anything like that with food. You could order a salad separately, and that was it. That was it. And some lettuce.
Great.
Although the one place we'd go, there was a burger place that was very good, and you were able to order burgers without the bun, just on lettuce.
Yeah.
So I was able.
Did you have a little fridge in your room so you could like get some carrots or something?
Yes.
That's
yes.
good.
The one day I made Charles walk down to the Whole Foods, and he was very cranky at me the whole way. But I did tons of walking, and everything in Providence is uphill. And you think you're going downhill, but always going up.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird because like I'd look at my little thing and it'd say, your elevation, and your elevation's like 185, and ascending, and then going down it's like 160. It's like, okay, how does it last? how so like it was like always going uphill. But walked a lot. It's a very interesting old town. It's founded in 1638. I believe that was what it was, by a guy who ran away from Plymouth Colony because he couldn't get along with them. And so, Roger Williams. They have a big old statue of him up on one of the many hills.
Was he a Quaker? Was he dressed in Quaker garb?
No, he wasn't a Quaker. He was a Baptist because he founded the first Baptist church in America. Literally, the first one. Got to see that. Didn't go inside of it because didn't want to go to the party they were having. So, because Charles.
They probably didn't want you to either.
No, it was a party for Necronomicon.
Oh, okay.
They were having their opening party with some, like little talk and everything.
Yeah.
And Charles and I had just done the walking tour.
Yeah.
And so it was like a couple hours of walking up all these hills, looking at houses where, H.P. Lovecraft had lived and hung out, and also some of Poe, because Poe lived there. And, but Charles was tired and
Cranky.
So he was kind of cranky most of the week. But we had a good time overall.
I was going to say, it sounds like a theme, recurring theme.
I know. Well, it was hot in
Yeah.
Providence, and it's a different type of humidity than here, because of the ocean, I guess. It just felt weird,
Yeah.
because you're not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But we ate a lot of good stuff. It was just none of it was healthy, except for the stuff I went and got over at Whole Foods. Had some excellent bagels. Had some delicious Italian food at this restaurant that was celebrating its 95th year
Wow.
in the same family.
Wow.
Yeah, it's third generation, so it was really great old school Italian food, And we did a lot of, the Necronomicon had a whole bunch of talks about book things, so I sat in those and had a fabulous time. And
Do you ever look at the comments on our YouTube channel?
not occasionally, but
Because somebody said that after our last podcast, they went out and bought a couple of books by whatever writer you were talking about.
Lovecraft?
No, it wasn't
Oh.
Lovecraft. It was whoever the other person was. I can't remember.
I don't remember who I said. Well, awesome.
I mean, that it was related to Lovecraft, but it wasn't. Because didn't you do some seminar or something there that was about a different writer?
Yes. About
Tremblay?
Tremblay, yes.
Yes,
Paul Tremblay.
there you go.
He is awesome. And it was funny because the one day I went to go listen to him talk. I'd already, planned on doing that, and then I knew he was going to be in one of the sessions I was going to. But I ended up being in all the things I did. He was there.
Oh, funny.
And then we went to this little after party thing because they were having s'mores, which was the reason I was there. And he was there too, and I said, oh gosh, I've done nothing but see him all day. I hope he doesn't recognize me and think I'm
Hope he's not
stalking him.
stalking.
But he was very cute and he was delightful. So, yes, he's a current writer. He lives out there in Massachusetts, you know. And so it was, yep. Yeah, no, it was great and it was good to discuss. And of course, it's funny because Lovecraft hated all humanity. I mean, he hated people. And so he has...
sounds a little familiar.
But he actually these people in India should just be eliminated.
Oh, that's
type of
bad.
thing. I mean, he was bad. And so, but we all know this, and it's a thing you just have to deal with because it's funny because his work overall speaks to outsiders because he was an outsider. And so there's all this kind of, people figuring out what's going on and then they're special.
Mm-hmm.
And so going to this event, there were a lot of people who were outsiders. They weren't gonna, they don't normally maybe fit in with the
Right.
crowd. And I looked around and thought, Lovecraft, horrified. At the end of the people reading down, these would be all the people he would read, which is awesome, I think. But
I mean, here's the thing with those kinds of events. Those are your people.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
if you find a group like that, they're your people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it was fabulous. Everyone was
It's kinda
very
like-
nice.
All of knitters are my people.
They are.
So.
Yeah. So, but it was funny because I went and listened to a session about Arthur Mackin, who was he lived on the Welsh-English border, so couldn't quite figure out if he was Welsh or if he was English or if he was kind of both.
Right.
But so it was very interesting about him. And then at the end, they're asking questions, and someone asked about his political things, and the one guy who was obviously an expert. I mean, he had been over there visiting with Mackin's grandchildren, kind of thing. I mean, he was an expert. He was pretty much a fascist, and the guy who was like leader of the panel group was, of course he was. And it's always that thing of, do you really want to know what your author,
Right.
the authors you read think,
Yeah.
it's separating the art from the artist kind
Yeah.
of stuff. But it was just so fun. It's like, oh man.
Not another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a really good time, and Charles played some games, and we went to the ball and had a great time. So,
Yeah. I'll have to put up that picture of Cecilia at the
Yeah.
ball too. You'll have to send it to me.
Yep, I will. And someone said I looked spectacular, so.
And she did. You'll see.
Yes, and then the dress that Shelley made for me, basically. I helped. I cut some stuff. And stood around and entertained her while she sewed.
That reminds me, somebody said that they would like us to tell what we're wearing if we made what we're wearing. So I will just say, this is the Pearl Dress by Green Bee. So, and it drives me crazy because it's a fitted top, which I don't normally wear fitted, and for some reason it makes my bra straps fall down. Ugh. Drives me crazy. Why do we have to wear bras?
Because you got big boobs.
I got big boobs and I cannot lie. Yeah.
That's a good segue.
Hey, but before I go further, I have had a breast reduction, so they're not as big as they were. But yeah, it is a good segue for what we want to show you.
We got new bags in, and this is the one we all love. I like big mutts, and I cannot lie.
And some of these bags, not the next one that Cecilia's going to show you, but all the other ones are made.
This one has Minnesota trivia.
I don't know why it's a toaster.
Because
a toast and toaster.
It's
birthplace
the
of the modern
toaster.
toaster.
It was invented here, and let's look look here, it says on the little tag. During World War One,
Cool.
yay us.
Yay, Minnesota.
Saying, this is a crappy way to make toast. Let's modernize it.
But all these other ones are made by developmentally disabled adults, and so that's kind of cool. I like this next one. I think this one's fun.
Yes.
Choose happy.
Choose happy. So, and then there are some little pouches, because everyone should have 18 little pouches in their purse like I do. This one says, today choose and this says on the back, I wish I could text my dog. And this one goes with that cat bag. It says, nope, not today. And it says, I do what I want on the back. Because cats. So, but these are $6 each. And the big bags are $12 each. And I like to say I have a bag like this where it's the nice recycled poly, and it's fabulous. You can take it, it holds a bunch of stuff, it really sits flat on the ground. But you know, if you're out doing stuff, like at the airport maybe, and you don't necessarily want to put your project bag on the ground, this is great to have because you just set it there, put your project bag in, yarn comes out, it's like magic. So, but you can just wipe them down if it happens to get wet, or you say spill a container of something in there, just wipe it down with the damp cloth, dry it up, and it's good to go. So there.
I like those bags.
I like those bags.
We've been waiting for several months for them to come in. I ordered them a while ago. I'm like, where are these bags?
I totally forgot about them. In fact, when they came in, I'm like, I don't know what's in there. And then of course they're opening them up back there and like, these are cute. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember helping pick those out. It's all coming back to me.
Oh, coming back.
I've been around you too long. My brain is starting to
It's all my fault.
Okay, all right. What did you say to your son the last day you were there?
I don't know. I don't remember.
At breakfast, you said,
Oh, worst mom ever. I forgot.
it's your birthday.
Yeah. I had been, okay, so I made him wear, you know, if you're at Disney World and you're celebrating something, they will give you a free button for it.
Wow.
Okay, so I made him wear a birthday button 2 of the 3 days we were in the parks. He wouldn't wear it up here, he wore it down at the bottom. But those employees are trained to notice that. They're like, oh, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, you know, left and right. Finally, the last day he didn't wear it, which of course was the day when we were going to the restaurant that we always go to, which is the Japanese hibachi restaurant, Teppanydo. And I had told them that it was his birthday and expected them to do something. And even though the restaurant the night before said, oh, you're celebrating a birthday, they didn't say anything at Teppanydo. And he didn't wear his button, so he didn't get the whole, you know, Japanese birthday song thing that everybody else around us was getting. But
Sons.
but I can't remember. Oh, so anyway, I had been aware of it the whole time you were there, and then just the last day.
Forgot that was the actual day.
I know. Worst mom ever.
We're the worst mom ever.
So we should also show off this fabulosity.
Yeah.
This is the Beaubourg shawl. Shelley made this for us. It is made out of unique worsted and monochrome worsted, both from Earth Yarns. And it's slip stitches and brioche. So this part is brioche, and this part is slip stitches. And it's really cool.
It is really cool.
It's gigantic. It's ginormous. I think you could maybe,
Half it.
you know, make it a little narrower.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe not as long. It's like 70 inches long.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it fall off.
Well,
I had it all
sorry.
set up there nicely.
Well, I didn't realize it was that precarious.
The whole thing went. I kind of wanted to make this myself too, but
You don't
I
have
knew I
time to
wouldn't
make
get-
all the things.
I knew I wouldn't have enough time, and Gosh, that crochet project is taking me forever, so.
You probably should have switched that. And
Probably
showed
should
you
have.
the crochet and had you do this.
Probably. But I didn't. So,
Too
too late now.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Hey, I said jinx at the same time as you do. Jinx
Jinx
for
first.
me Coke.
Hey.
It's too bad I don't drink Cokes.
Yeah.
Anywho, let's see, what else do we got here? We got, oh, I should say, the person who is winning the 2 skeins, I think that's Silka Legato.
I think so.
The winner is Knitting All Night on YouTube. I don't know who that is. If you're, I'll send you, I'll reply to your post on our last video, and you'll just have to tell me if you're local, you can come pick it up here, or if you need it shipped or whatever.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yay,
And next time, again, just make a comment on our YouTube channel under the video. We're giving away this cute little chunky baby bib kit.
The yarn's chunky. You can put it on any size baby.
That's true. It does say chunky baby bib though, so never thought about that. Oh my god. And by the way, we haven't shown them on our podcast, but we do have kits for baby blankets and stuff like that from Appalachian Baby.
Yeah, and it's organic cotton,
Yep.
and it's beautiful, and it's soft and delightful.
All of those
So-
things. Yeah.
And, babies are always being born. It's a thing,
It is a thing. Yeah.
you
It's always nice to have something on hand for a little one.
Yeah.
Although I haven't made a baby item in years and years. I'm not at that age. I mean, my kids are about at that age where you'd think their friends would be having babies and stuff, but none of my kids are, so. And I don't know their friends well enough to care, I guess. I don't know. They haven't asked me to make anything for their friends. Let's put it that
I
way.
have to say this, speaking of kids, my daughter and I went and got pedicures on Saturday, and I'd never done it before, so I made her come with me because touching, and I don't like people touching me. It's a thing. I've gotten much better than when I was younger, but it's still a thing. Anyway, it was so funny because we're sitting there, and they knew we were mother and daughter, and they're talking. We each have a person, right?
Mhm.
And the person who was doing Serena's toes was like, "Oh, do you have kids?" And she's like, "Yeah, I have one daughter." She goes, "Only one?" And the guy who's doing it goes, "You need to have more than one. Why you only have one?" And they're like, "Why only one?" And they're like, "You better hurry up." It was
Wow.
Like, it was obviously such
She's
a,
what, like 28 or 29?
She's 27.
Okay.
And it's like, I think it's a cultural thing that,
Yeah.
both of them, I'm sure, had several kids already, and the guy who was doing mine was probably no older than her.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Well, you don't got a lot of time. You better get working on it," kind of thing.
Wow.
It was so funny because they were just like, "Only one?" And she's like, "Yeah,
What's wrong with that? Yeah.
But it's kind of nice because she's 10 and she can,
Yeah.
Stella is, gets up, she gets dressed, she takes care of herself.
Yeah.
It's a lot to introduce another baby when you have to
Yeah.
start over with
All the diapers
things,
and
yeah.
midnight feedings and yeah.
Yep.
So we also got our fall rowan order in.
Yay.
So we're going to show you a couple yarns from them. This is their brand new cashmere haze. It's like Kid Silk Haze, which they've had forever.
Yeah.
But this has got alpaca and cashmere instead of the
Mohair.
kid mohair.
So if you're a person who loves how that Kid Silk Haze feels but can't do the mohair because prickly, this is a perfect solution. It's so soft and so beautiful.
Hey, point of reference. When you come into a store and you want to feel the yarn, don't do it on your face because, you have a lot of face oils and makeup, and even if you don't wear makeup, you have a lot of face oils. Do it down here or here.
Let's do it here to
Yeah.
see if there's any merino.
Yeah, to see if, it's going to itch or whatever.
Yeah,
Just FYI.
but I am very excited about that yarn because it's
Did-
so pretty.
Were you going to do a sample out of this?
I can.
Because I think we have one one skein
Yeah.
of this that we could do
Pattern or
something.
whatever that
Cool.
we got. Yeah, so,
Oh, here, let's do the books and then you can show that.
yeah.
So,
So they've changed up their magazine.
yeah,
there.
they have. So they did their main magazine, which is very similar to the old magazine, but then they did an additional magazine. So this is a little bit smaller than you're used to, and then this is the additional one. And I think this is cashmere. That might be cashmere haze on the front.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or is that alpaca classic?
I think the hat and the mittens are that.
Oh, I think that little top is cashmere haze. Hold on. You can keep talking. I'll let you know.
So the price for the
Yeah,
two
this is
of
cashmere
them,
haze.
the price of the two of them together is equivalent of what the regular magazine was.
Right.
So separately, they're cheaper, obviously,
Yeah.
because that is how.
I kind of like this one. This is in the Roll and Focus magazine. I think that one's kind of cute.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's cute too.
And this one, the fun thing about this, really just fun for me, is that it was shot in Cambridge, and I went to Cambridge, University of Cambridge for a year, so it's kind of fun to see, some, well, not,
Places you
yeah,
were.
I mean, like this little picture here, I recognize some of these things. It's
I
fun.
love that jacket. That
It's
Coco
kinda-
Chanel styling. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
Sadly,
very
that's
cute.
made out of felted tweed. I can't wear that.
Well, you can make it out of something else. Oh,
I would.
there's a good background picture. Yeah. I mean, the guy's cute too, but whatever.
Whatever.
University of Cambridge.
Woot woot.
So, anyway,
So, and then the other one we got,
I'm going to find the
is
one that I really like. in here.
Moordale.
It's lovely.
It
That
is
came out
lovely.
last January as their mid-season yarn, and we opted not to get it because we had a different yarn at the time that competed with it, but we no longer have that yarn,
So now we got this, and this is 70% British wool and 30% alpaca. Rowan has been working really hard to try and support the British wool industry. So they're milling it in Britain, and I mean it's British alpaca too. So they're doing their bit.
Yeah, this is my favorite. I want to make this. Can you see it? Oh my god, it's so lovely. It's a Martin Story pattern. It's made out of felted tweed.
That's awesome.
I have so much felted tweed at home because of other things that I've decided I have to make out of one of these magazines, and then I don't get them done. So, but I do like that one a lot.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, little mosaic.
Yes. And Martin Story, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He is. He's very nice.
He's got an interesting background. They told us at the, he got up and talked about his career with Rowan when I went to the Rowan store owners thing in March?
Yeah, I think it was
March or April or something like that. Anyway, he's been with them for a really, really long time, and just a neat guy.
He's
He's
tall
super
and
tall
skinny.
and very thin.
He's, what, 6'9"?
Oh, I don't know if he's quite that tall.
I don't
Maybe
know.
6'6", something like that. 6'7".
He always towers over everybody else.
Yes,
Where
absolutely.
It's like you can see, it was like, oh, look, there's Martin.
Yeah.
But,
And I like that he does a lot of different things. Some, like Kay Fassett, you think of Kay Fassett as a color guy,
Yeah.
right? And Martin Story, he'll do cables, he'll do color, he'll just do everything.
he will.
Al Starmer, you think of her as a cables and Pharaoh person, So I like that he just dabbles in it all,
Yeah.
which is great.
It is great.
Changing colors,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
You'll get it done.
Yeah, I will. It just seems to
Go
take
forever and ever.
Here, we got
Oh, we've got,
Corey coming
yeah,
up, just
Corey
a week.
Eichelberger's coming up in a couple of weeks, and she's coming to do her shawl inspiration, where she's gonna bring 50 to 60 shawls that she's made and talk about, how to wear them, how to alter them, what kind of yarn to use, all that kind of stuff. I think there are a couple of seats still left, and we're pretty close to being full. So if you want to join us for that, sign up soon.
Yeah, there's not many seats left. It's been very popular.
Yeah. And then
hopefully we'll have a trunk show at the same time.
Yeah, we're supposed to be.
Tripping with Dixie should be here then.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting. She's a local gal, so.
I've got my teachers all lined up for Cloud 9 for next year. I haven't announced anything yet, so sorry I can't say anything here. I just need to get the contracts signed with both of them, and then I will announce it and, allow people to, put down a deposit to save their space. Yeah. So that's exciting.
It is exciting.
I mean, I will say, I've been saying this for, even since the last Cloud 9, Patty Lyons is coming. It's the second teacher that I didn't know when Cloud 9 was happening before, so at least you know that Patty Lyons is coming. I haven't picked which classes she's teaching yet, but we'll figure that out.
She's awesome at everything she teaches, so.
Absolutely.
She knows all the things.
Yeah.
But it'll be exciting. I love Cloud 9.
Yeah, it's
Our
fun.
trip is the best. You have to say so yourself.
I have to say, I'm really glad that people love it. I personally don't love it because I have to do it, If I was attending, I'd love it. And it's not terrible, it's just that the build-up, just organizing everything, and it's tiring. Both of us are introverts, and so you're there and you're on, right?
The whole weekend.
The whole weekend, and it's tiring.
Yeah.
So,
by the end, it's just like I want to sleep and not do anything else.
Yeah. And instead, we have to come to work the next day.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's tiring. But we both are staying at the hotel.
Yeah.
Even though, Cecilia lives, 10 minutes away?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I live maybe 35 minutes away. And, so.
By the time we get done on Friday night setting up and getting everyone, checked in and all that, it's like I just want to go up to the room and go to bed and not have to worry about, making sure I get there on time.
Exactly.
It's a great hotel. The room
is. I really
so
like that hotel.
quiet and fabulous. It's one of the nicest hotels I've seen in a long time. So
yeah, I agree. What else do we know? This is always the point in the podcast where I go, I don't know anything. Do you know anything? I don't know anything. And then we think of something, and then we're off for another 15 minutes. Because we're at about 40 minutes right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you might just have to call it. I think that's all we have coming up, and.
I kind of feel like we should have something in November too, or.
Well.
I just haven't thought of what it would be at this point.
And, if anyone has an idea, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Of something you might want to do in November. Whatever
Absolutely.
it might be. Maybe a little special come in and sit and knit and work on projects, or because
Actually,
holiday knitting is coming
Elizabeth
up.
and I do have an idea coming up that we're gonna put into place where it's gonna be. So in our needlepoint department, we have this. We have a couple of things. They're regular things, like every Friday we have a canvas embellishment studio, and it sells out every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of Saturdays a month we have an all-day, what do we call it, all-day stitch-in? And it's, there's an instructor there to help you, and those sell out every single time we put them on the calendar. So we thought we would try an all-day UFO workshop. UFO stands for unfinished objects, if you don't know. So bring in, like this. Oh, you can't see it. This. You would bring in your unfinished object or objects, and get help from the instructor
Yeah, and maybe
on
it's
hand.
just, it's been sitting so long, you need to figure out where you are, or
Right.
why you stopped.
Right.
And maybe you stopped because there was a mistake, or maybe you stopped because you weren't sure about it. And sometimes you just need to know if you should go on with it, or if you should just cut bait.
Yes,
You know?
exactly.
And sometimes that's the answer.
Yeah.
Not always what you want to hear, but I know
Right.
sometimes it's good just to have someone to be like, yeah, you probably just need to know this, you know?
You know, if you've lost the pattern and you
Yeah.
can't find it and you can't get a new copy, that's
Just rip it out and
Yeah.
make it into something different.
because if you can't find it, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we thought we might do that, have lunch over at Mendoberry, and you know, just have a
That'd
fun
be
day
nice.
of sitting and knitting together.
Yeah.
And if it's a success, maybe we do it, you know, every other month or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
that maybe we'll do that early November. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
So
I got stuff. I could come to it.
yeah, absolutely.
I'll ask Elizabeth about my things. Well, fine.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm quite busy that day anyway.
Yeah, sure. Probably running some race or something.
Maybe. So
Yeah.
you don't have anything planned other than the two I have coming up in the next few weeks. I need to get my race schedule done. And there's a ruck race I'm gonna do with Serena at the end of October. I'm gonna sign up for that. And that's a race where you wear a backpack with stuff in it.
Mm.
And so you can run, because the loop is like 5 miles, so you can do one loop or 2 loops. And you can run it without backpack, or you can walk it with, so we're walking with the backpacks. And you put food in there, and it goes to help veterans.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's a race
Really
supporting
nice.
veterans. So we'll be doing that. Probably
That's
do the
good.
turkey trot. So do that every
And
year.
you're doing something October 5th.
October 5th is the Medtronic 10K that I've been training for. So I think I'm ready. I mean, this weekend.
You've already done a 10K, so of course you're ready.
Well, this one I want to run the whole thing steady for.
Oh, I see.
So that one I didn't run the whole thing, and I nearly felt dead at the end. So I'm hoping not to feel dead and
Well,
to run the whole thing.
But of course now you understand about,
No, that was just, it was what happened, because I did that 10K race with Shane, and Shane was doing the pacing, okay, with her watch, and it was raining, and we were running a mile and walking a minute. And by the time we got towards the end, I was up. I mean, I was like, I couldn't breathe. And of course it was raining, so I had taken my glasses off so I couldn't see, and I was starting to get nauseous because I get seasick.
but now you've got your contacts.
Now I got contacts. I did that last week. I got contacts for running. And so I felt so terrible at the end. And Shane looked, she said, well, that can't be right. And she said, oh, I had this set wrong. And so instead
So you were going faster than
I finished it at like a 12:15 pace.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I was really much faster than I should have been, and then I felt terrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd probably do it about the same pace now because I've
But
been
you've
training
trained
all
more for
summer.
it, yeah.
So, but it was just like, okay, you know. But no, then my goal, that'll be my second running goal down. That
Yay.
you know, run a 10K, run the whole thing. So,
Cool.
So yeah.
Hey,
that'd
you know
be
what we
awesome.
should do before our time is up? Okay, now we're at 45 minutes, so we're getting close.
Sorry.
We should talk about summer book bingo and how we ended up, because, you know, we've been
Yes,
talking about
we
that
have been
during the
talking
summer.
about it.
So, go ahead.
I did 21 books.
I did 24.
She did more than me, as always.
But I didn't
But
win.
She did not win.
Jean from our book club won. She got all. I know I did 23.
'cause she did
Jean got all
24.
24.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah.
Shit, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's the most I've ever done, so I'm pretty pleased with myself. And my final book that I finished, and luckily I was getting ready for my colonoscopy, so I had time.
Woohoo! Colonoscopy.
Woot! Which was clean as a whistle, by the way. So, woo! I had picked up this Russian satire from 1924 called Heart of a Dog. It was fabulous. It was so funny. And you'd think it wouldn't be, but it really was, because he was making fun of communism and, the whole, we're all communists, and we're all, it's like, whatever. But, it was short, and it was perfect for reading in the bathroom, so I started at like noon, and I finished it at 11:30 at night, because, again, getting ready for a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
So, all you people out there have had one, you know what I mean. But I don't need to do it again for 10 years, so very, very awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what my favorite book was from, I missed a decrease. I don't know, there were some real duds. I mean, and that's what I found with the 2 years that I've done book bingo, is that there are always some duds.
There
Last year it was
always are.
Candide. Don't read it. It's not worth it. Oh my God.
Oh.
This year I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I've crossed them off my memory banks because I can't even remember what the bad ones were, but there were a couple of duds. Although I will say, I've read a few Garrison Keillor books, mostly Lake Wobegon series, but my last book that I didn't get through was called WLT, A Radio Romance.
Yeah.
And I didn't finish it. I was about 50 pages in, and I gave it maybe another 25 pages, and I said, I don't want to finish this.
No.
It's not good.
And
I just don't like it.
that's the thing with the book bingo that I learned, that sometimes you'll start something and you're like, yeah, no, this, not doing it.
I had to finish. I had to read a book that I had not finished before.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I picked I picked What Maisie Knew by,
Henry James?
Yeah, Henry James. Because I had tried to read that before, and I got 2 pages and I went, no, not going to happen. I'm still not going to. And I really didn't think I would be able to find another one that I hadn't finished, because I finished a lot of books, but I found one and was able to squeak that one in the last day, because I didn't have to read the whole thing. I just had to finish it.
Yeah.
So that was good.
I think the best one I read was A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay, which I'm going to suggest to a book club. So
Cool.
So I loved it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And
I have to say, since book bingo's been over, I've been reading the stuff I wanted to read. Reese Bowen had 2 new books, one from her Royal Spinus series, which I love, and it's not heavy reading. It's just light and fun and,
yeah.
great.
I'm reading a Joe Nesbo novel called Macbeth, which is as it sounds, a modern take on Macbeth. And it's he's the head of a SWAT team in Inverness, so it's interesting because I haven't read Macbeth in a long time, even though it's probably my favorite Shakespeare play. And it's like, I remember. Okay, I remember this character, because they're all in there with their names, but they're all different because they're all cops, and like Lady Macbeth's lady, her name is Lady, and she runs a casino. They're not married, I don't think.
Interesting.
So
Of course, Macbeth was one of the books I read for book bingo this year.
is.
So I should follow up with that.
You should.
What was I going to just say? Oh, I was going to mention, so I ran across this year for the first time a blog called The Modern Mrs. Darcy. And it's by this woman named Anne Bogle. and she also does a podcast called What Should I Read Next? And on the, and she has well, I already said she has a blog, but every year she does a summer reading guide, and that's how I found her. And it's like 25 or more, and it's more than that. I don't know. It's a ton of books, but it was really interesting to find her. And she's written 2 books. One hasn't been published yet, and I can't remember what the books are about. They're either about reading or, I mean, they're not novels or something. I don't know. Not something I'd probably pick up, but
Yeah.
She had a blog post recently on 15 fantasy novels set in reality. And one of them, like, you know, so there's, I can't even remember all of the books, but there's a reality thing, and then something goes on, like time travel could be one of these. And I think that her very first one was a time travel one. But she had one in there that was a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. So I thought, if next year one of us gets that square that's a retelling of a classic or whatever, that would be a good one for that.
Yeah, that would be.
So
There you go.
yeah. But I would recommend her if you like books. I haven't listened to her podcast, as I'm not a podcast listener, but some people are.
That'd be me.
So, really, you don't think they got that from?
So I was doing this too, just to be aggravating. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love podcasts. You know what I've been listening to? Because I don't normally listen to audiobooks because they make me sleepy. But I listened recently to an H.P. Lovecraft one called At the Mountains of Madness, which is excellent. And then I figured, well, maybe they have some other thing on there. And they had A Stir of Echoes, which is a fabulous movie. I saw it in the movie theater. I didn't even realize it was based on a book, and it's a book by Richard Matheson, who is a classic horror. He wrote I Am Legend, and you know, I mean, lots of.
What is I Am Legend about? That was a movie too, right?
Yes, they have always altered the movies. The book is about this guy, and there's been
Whose name is Legend?
no.
Dang.
His name is not Legend. It is not about John Legend.
I didn't think it was about John Legend. But.
It is. He's this guy. There's been an outbreak of some disease, and basically,
He was patient 1?
no, he doesn't have it, and he's the only one who doesn't have it. And basically, everyone's become vampires.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's not going to be up my alley.
But it's a fascinating thing because it's him trying to survive this, and he's alone. And he's got a dog, and that's it. And he goes out hunting during the day because the vampires are sleeping. And he tries to kill as many as he can, but then they come at his house at night. I mean, it's this whole thing of him surviving and it becoming harder and harder for
Right.
him because it's really this psychological thing. And
Okay, maybe that sounds interesting.
it is really good.
I mean, I don't really like vampire stories or zombie stories. I'm just not into those.
But they're, you know, they're also evolving.
Right.
So it's, you know, it's an interesting story. But this Stir of Echoes is fabulous, and I'm like, man, this is just a great story. And of course, he's writing in like the 1950s, early 60s, and so it's very much a study of marriages at that time.
Oh,
The Stir of
interesting.
Echoes, because it's taking place in like, you know, a suburb,
Mm-hmm.
right, and young couples, right, and it's just fascinating. So I would recommend it, and the person reading it's really good. I've downloaded it from the library, so that's what I know. That's all I know.
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to get finished with The Great Believers, which is what we read for our last book club meeting,
Yeah.
and we had good discussion on that on Friday evening.
Yeah.
And, Yeah.
And if you want to come to book club, you know.
Yeah, please do. I mean, we've got a good group right now. We probably had 12 people here the other night, which gets a little tight on our table. But you know, we'll make room for more. We got more chairs in the other area.
Yeah, we'll go get
we'll
more
expand
chairs because we have a good time, and you know, usually someone brings food, and one of the people made delicious cookies. They had molasses cookies, which were all-time favorites.
Of course, I didn't have any of those, but you know,
you're a good citizen.
Yeah, well,
but they were
I don't
delicious.
know about that.
So.
You know, I have to say at Disney, it was a little hard not eating sugar.
Yeah.
But I managed, and we went to this great restaurant. If you ever go to Disney and you want to have an expensive meal, go to the California Grill, which is on top of the Contemporary Hotel and Resort. Anyway, it was a great meal. And then on the dessert menu, they had sugar-free cheesecake with raspberry coulis.
Wow.
And I said to the waiter, is it sugar-free and it doesn't have any artificial sweeteners? He said, yes, it has no artificial sweeteners. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. Why not? And it's not sweet except for the raspberry coulis. It was really good. I want to find a recipe for it because I could see doing that.
That sounds awesome.
It didn't have the typical graham cracker crust. It had a different kind of like nuts or I wasn't really sure what they were.
Yeah.
But I bet you I could find a recipe for it online.
I bet you could.
It's kind of fun. Anyway, we should really stop now because it's been almost an hour, so I'll have to cut some things. Maybe not. I don't know. Whatever.
We haven't done it
But
for
you know,
like a month.
exactly. And we like to talk about books and yarn and, you know,
These are all the things
our
that
trips because it's all about us. You
It
know?
is all about us. That's why we're having a podcast.
Yes, that's right. All right, but we better say goodbye.
Bye.
We'll see you guys.